Alright, I want to do a video about what I think the best vehicle for RV transport or even hot shotting, and kind of the reason that I'm making the video is just a comment that we had in one of the videos about the price of the truck I purchased and what you could get a different truck for. I think it'll probably surprise you what I think the best truck for this line of work is. And then I also want to apologize for the sunglasses. It's really sunny out today. I don't usually do a video with sunglasses, but I didn't want to not be able to see. So obviously I haven't been doing the RV transport thing very long, and I've only done it with the two Fords that I've had, but I've had a lot of trucks, and the videos, I'm doing short videos in the short section on the trucks that I've had. I've had a lot of diesels, had a lot of gassers, from all like the three big brands. I've even had a Toyota at one point. From a personal perspective, I prefer Fords. Kind of a Ford guy if I had to pick one brand, but I'm also not brand specific. I kind of like the three bigs: Ford diesels, the Fords, the GMs, the Rams. I think they all make good trucks, and they all kind of have their benefits and their downsides. When I was looking for a new truck, and I had been looking for a new one prior to even getting into RV transport, so I was pretty much looking at all three brands, but also kind of favoring the Fords because I've always wanted a Platinum, and I wanted the massaging seats, and then but during my shopping, I did go to the Ram dealership and I test drove a new Ram. I think it was a 2024 Ram 2500 Bighorn Night Edition. It was like a level 1 package, so it didn't have every single option. It might have been level 2. I don't remember how their packages go, but essentially it had crew cab, short bed, white with the black grill, black wheels, really sharp looking truck. It was a 2500, so it had the 6.7 Cummins with the 68 RFE transmission. I have had that combo in a 2016 2500 Laramie I had. Same thing, crew cab, short bed. I'll have a video in the shorts on that soon. That truck, I loved that truck. It was really, really good truck. I think I traded it in during COVID, because I had paid like, I think $33,000 for it in like 2018 or 19. It was a 2016 with like 90,000 miles on it. It was leveled on 35s, and it was tuned and deleted, had airbags. It was a really nice truck, had all the options: heated, cooled seats, heated steering wheel, and 8.4 navigation. Yeah, I mean, it was a really nice truck. It rode really poorly. I think the previous owner had done some suspension stuff, because I found some paperwork in the glove box that they own like a roofing company, and they hauled probably a lot of shingles and stuff. So whatever he did, other than the airbags, it rode. It was the worst riding truck I've ever had. You would hit the smallest little bumps in the road, and it felt like you were hitting the worst train tracks. The other thing I didn't like about it was the 68 RFE transmission. To me, it always felt super clunky. It didn't shift well. It felt bad. It was always a concern of mine. I did run that truck up to about 170, and I traded it in on a Ram 1500 Eco Diesel. They gave me, I want to say like $39,500 for my Cummins with 170,000 miles on it during COVID. And I just could not pass up that opportunity to make money on it. I paid 33, drove it 80,000 miles, and they gave me 39,500 for it. And at the time it was leaking some coolant. I had the heater core fixed at a shop because the heater core had gone out on that truck, which is common for that 4th gen Cummins. And whatever the shop, you have to take apart the dash to do the heater core and stuff, and whatever happened during that, unless it was unrelated, I don't know, but the truck started leaking coolant. Had like a slow coolant leak, and I don't know exactly what it was going on with it. I didn't have time to really look into it. I'm mechanical for basic maintenance. I'm gonna do, I think I did it in other videos, like trans filters and fluids and flushes on that stuff, all my fuel filters, oil filters, sensors, things like that. But as far as digging into, like, did I need head studs or new gaskets or whatever, that's a little bit outside of my realm or expertise. So I took the opportunity, traded it in, got the money. I had always wanted an eco diesel, so that truck, I had a short on that, and I'll probably talk more about that in a different video. That truck was a beast for what it was. It was great on fuel. I pulled my 8,000 pound work trailer every single day with that eco diesel, and it got like 17 miles a gallon pulling that trailer. That truck was awesome. Somebody ended up rear-ending me. Didn't total it out, but the truck was never the same after I got it back. The tailgate kept falling and stuff, and I just ended up trading it in. All right, I think I sold it to CarMax for more than I owed on it, so I thought it was kind of a win with the accident on the history and stuff like that. But back to the main topic of what is the best truck. I would have bought that 2024 Cummins, but the dealership that I went to, they had like 15,000, I think, off of sticker, but they literally didn't want to give me anything for that Ford 2015 Ford F250 or 350 Super Duty that had with the 6.7 Power Stroke. Their sale or used car manager, I think, basically said, like, it's tuned, it's deleted, we don't know what's done to it, we don't want to touch it, which I understand that it makes it more difficult to trade it in. He basically said we could give you $5,000 for it, and obviously I wasn't going to do that. It was worth quite a bit more, obviously, because I got $22,500 trading on it when I went to the Ford dealer. But like I said, I did drive that truck. It did have the 68 RFE. It felt better than the 16 I had. It felt like it had better power, and the transmission felt good, maybe just because it was brand new. But I was impressed with the power of that 2500 with the 68 RFE stock. The truck itself was pretty nice. It did have cloth interior, it had the heated steering wheel, heated seats, the 12-inch touchscreen, which I did like. But other than that, it was more basic in the fact that, like, it had the solid back window, not the opening back window. Obviously, like, no leather. It had the smaller dash screen, no sunroof, nothing like that. But I wasn't going to take that kind of hit on that truck just to save the 50. It was, by taking such a small amount for trading, it was offsetting what I would have got for the discount, so it didn't make any sense. But long story short, I really like the Ford, so I found the Ford that I bought. I wanted the long bed. I wanted the back seat in the Ford is much larger than the back seat in a Ram, unless you get the Mega Cab, but then you cannot get the long bed. And honestly, you could do a Mega Cab short bed with RV Transport and be fine. Even with a fifth wheel, you could just run a slider hitch, and I think you would be just fine. And for the guys that are doing over the road and sleeping in the trucks, I would not recommend a regular crew cab Ram, because the back seat is just small. It has that indent in the center, so it's not a full back seat, and the whole area back there just is not a big area compared to, like, the Fords, or I haven't looked at the new Chevys, but I've heard that their back seat has gotten larger. even if you take the back seat out, I just think the square footage of that back seat area you would like of a Ford or a Mega Cab Ram. But with that said, the comment that was said, because I paid $46,250 for my truck with 113,000 miles. It is a platinum long bed with every option: the massage seats, heated cooled seats, heated steering wheel, the drop down steps. It's a very nice truck. I could have bought a Ram and just sold my truck separately and paid, say, $54 or $55 for a Bighorn, probably level 2 with the big screen and stuff. Would that have been a better financial decision? Probably, like, especially if you're just doing RV transport. The Fords and the Chevys, the Fords are the most powerful as far as I've been able to see in my personal experience, with Chevy coming in close second. I do think the Ram, specifically with the 68 RFE, being such old technology, it's far behind what Ford and GM are putting out. Now, you could do the Aisin transmission, and that definitely steps it up because you get the HO, but I still don't think it's going to be what a Ford or a GM is putting out now with the 10-speed transmission. But you obviously can get a better deal on the Ram, so that plays into factor. My personal opinion, if you're going to do hot shotting or RV transport and you're full-time, grinding hard, or if that's the only purpose for the truck, you don't really use it for personal use, you have something at home maybe that you drive when you're at home, absolutely, Ram is going to be your best bet, because you're going to get it for the best price. It's going to have more than enough power, even if it doesn't have the power of the Ford or the GM. These new diesels it doesn't matter what you get. They have ridiculous power. So yeah, I would say the best vehicle for RV transport or hot shot trucking is going to be a Ram, whether you go 2,500, 3,500, single wheel, dually, whatever. You're going to get the best price on the Ram, and that's pretty much what it comes down to, in my opinion, is you're going to put a lot of miles on it. So let's say 100,000 miles a year. After that year, that truck is worth considerably less money. You might as well save the upfront $10,000 to $15,000, if not more, and buy the Ram and just be ahead. I will say the resale value on a Ford or a GM is probably going to be better than the Ram, just because of the deals that Ram typically gives. But I still don't think you're going to be ahead trying to sell a Ford or GM after X amount of years with so many miles on them. With, let's say you keep it 3 years, 300,000 miles. It doesn't matter what brand you have. It's going to take a special kind of person to want to buy a truck with that kind of miles on it. Because most people will just be scared of the miles, no matter how well it was taken care of. So yeah, definitely a brand new Ram, if you're going brand new, is probably your best bet. You're going to save the money. You're going to have plenty of power. I think the Cummins is a reliable platform, even with the 68 RFE. If you don't beat the crap out of it, like, I think that's going to be a vehicle that is going to be reliable. And I do think the Cummins, as far as the motor options go, I do think that it's going to give you the best mile per gallon. Probably towing, at least from my experience. I don't know with like the 10-speed Chevys and Fords if that's changed, but the Cummins, as far as what I've always been able to tell, has been the best as mile per gallon towing. When I had my 2016, it pretty much got the same gas mileage empty as it did towing 8,000 pounds. The truck it didn't really care. You hooked up a trailer, and that's kind of where the Cummins shine. When you hooked up the trailer, like, it didn't care that it was there. It kind of performed the same, lugged the same. Yeah, I mean, it was a shiner there. But as far as, like, if you like performance, I don't feel like the fun factor is there with a Ram. Like, they just don't have the power of a Chevy or a Ford. And like, when I tuned and deleted my 2015, that truck was an absolute blast to drive. I'm looking forward. My truck goes in today, tuned and deleted. It's like a sports car on a truck platform, so it's just fun. And I don't beat like the crap out of my trucks, but when you want to have a little bit of fun, it is fun. The Ram, I can't say even tuned and deleted that it was a fun truck. It sounded good, looked cool, had a lot of nice options, but as far as fun, I wouldn't say it was fun. But at the end of the day, you're looking for a work truck. It's a work truck for sure. And I will say, like, just watching the RV transporters, you definitely see more Rams than anything else. And I don't know if that's just that they're the proven platform or the price point or what, but your number one truck that you're gonna see out on the road is definitely Ram. Now, I will say the GMs are climbing up there, the Fords are climbing up there. There's definitely a lot of those as well. So definitely diesel. I mean, you could do it with the gas. I know there's a couple guys out there with YouTube channels running either like the 7.3 Godzilla Fords, or I think I seen somebody with the 6.6 gas GM. I know there's a guy out there running the 6.4 Hemi. I don't know how many miles they have on it. I think I heard somebody with the 7.3 Godzilla with like 250,000 or 300. I think he lost his motor at around that. Honestly, that's pretty good if you're pulling RVs with a gasser and it goes to 250, 300 before you need to replace the motor. I think that's a win. The one downside is going to be, yeah, you're going to burn more fuel. You're going to be revving higher. And then also, like, the fuel app that I use, you have to use the truck lanes and to use the app, and you're not going to get gas in the full-size semi-truck lanes, so you're going to lose out on the fuel. And it's diesel only app, so it's not like you're not going to get a discount on gas and you're going to burn more gas. So there's that. And then most of the transport companies say diesel 3/4 ton minimum. Now, they might make an exception, but I've seen many diesel videos of the RV transporters and just hot shotters in general that they have over 1 million miles on original motors. Some of them are original transmissions, so I don't think you're going to get that out of a gasser pulling. I think if you make it to 250, 300, like, that's all you're going to get. But also, the value of a gasser with, say, 200,000 miles is, I mean, I traded my 2015, so basically a 10-year-old diesel with 204,000. I got trade-in value 22.5. That was a gasser, probably 8,000, I would think, somewhere in that area. So you're losing out on more than the initial purchase price of the diesel motor, would be my opinion. So me, I don't think I could ever see myself going with a gas to do this job, even if the company that I'm leased on with would allow it. I don't see the benefit. I knew of one RV transporter that used a half-ton Ram EcoDiesel, which is the 3-liter diesel. He was pulling Airstreams. I saw him on a forum when I was looking for EcoDiesels. He had a 4th gen EcoDiesel. I think he made it like 450,000 miles before his motor went. And then he put a new motor in, and last I saw it was like, I don't know, like 700 or 800,000 miles on the platform, on the chassis. And then I did see that he upgraded to a Ram 2500 Cummins. So, but he was pulling Airstreams, heavy ones, probably over his max tow capacity a couple times. I will say he was probably getting a lot better miles per gallon than even the guys, unless he was really working it. But if you're pulling like 5,000 pounds, I think you would save a lot of mile per gallon. You would still be able to use the truck lanes, the diesel discounts. So I think that's a real possibility, but I do believe a lot of the RV transporters will say, no way we're letting you tow with a half-ton diesel pickup truck. But I'll say, when I had my EcoDiesel, that I pulled my 8,000-pound work trailer with it every single day. I was fully comfortable doing it. The truck never skipped a beat, never got hot. It was a good truck. Now, it didn't have the power of like a 6.7 Power Stroke, especially tuned and deleted. Your passing power, you're gonna be the slower guy. Like, you're not gonna pass another truck pulling a trailer if he's a heavy duty, even if he's probably a gasser. Like, the EcoDiesel does not have the grunt, but it gets great gas mileage. You put it in tow haul mode, it pulls. You can tune and delete those, and I'm sure they would have better power. I actually might get the opportunity to drive a tuned and deleted EcoDiesel today, because my buddy has one, and he's taking me to drop my truck off for the tune and delete, and he just did the tune and delete on his EcoDiesel, so it would be kind of cool to see. And he also had the 392 rear end. I think I had like the 355 or whatever came in that truck. So it'll be interesting to see the difference in what my EcoDiesel was, if I can remember that, versus like a tune and deleted with the 392 axle. But again, I think that truck could do it if a company would be willing to lease you on. You could probably make a lot of money with that truck. But pulling smaller trailers, anything under like 8,000 pounds would probably be fine. And then the last topic for this video, I am a fan of tuning and deleting. I do think that the restrictions through the EPA, it's garbage. I get why they do it. Well, actually I don't. I don't really get why they do it. I think it's junk. The urea DEF fluid that you got to run, it's an extra cost. It hurts the motor. It just doesn't make any sense, except for someone's probably getting rich off selling DEF fluid. So I'm a fan of tune and deleting. I'm not a fan of guys that try to roll coal or just drive like idiots because they tune and deleted their diesel truck. That's not cool. I do it specifically for the performance and mile per gallon increase, as well as the reliability. That was like one of the only issues I had on my 2015 F350 was my tank float messed up, and it read, even though it was full, it was reading 0. It wasn't gonna let me go after like 50 miles. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna get this thing tuned and deleted. I already been talking with the guy. I told him I was gonna drop it off that day. He was cool with it. It fixed itself on my drive to his house, but like it started reading good again. But I was like, you know what, I don't want to be in a situation where I'm X miles away from home and this tank float is messed up again, and they're gonna charge me who knows how much money to fix it, replace it, whatever the case may be. So I just went ahead and got it tuned and deleted. In my opinion, it was like the best move that I could have done for that truck. I have done it myself in the past. I had like a 2008 Power Stroke. I did all the stuff, all the work myself. It's not hard to do, but I'm gonna have it professionally done on this truck just because the price point. I wasn't really saving any money doing it myself, and it's like 11 degrees today. I'm not gonna sit outside. This truck doesn't fit my garage, so it doesn't make sense for me to lay out on my back, place an exhaust and stuff for if I can just pay someone to do it professionally and a lot quicker than I can in his shop. But yeah, I definitely, most of the diesels I've had have been tuned and deleted. The only one I have not done that to or had done was my EcoDiesel, just because it was considerably more money and I didn't have it that long. But I was having issues even after like 40,000 miles with the DPF starting to clog up, because of my other business. During certain times of the year, I'm not driving a lot. I'm just driving around town, stopping at a bunch of different places, and I think that was what was causing my DPF to start backing up, is I just wasn't getting out on the highway enough with it at that time of the season. That was another reason I traded in, because of the tailgate falling after the accident, just not being the same. and then knowing I was going to have issues with the DPF, and I didn't want to spend the money to delete that truck, knowing that I wanted to get back into a heavy duty. But definitely interested to know everybody's opinion. Comment below what you think the best truck for hot shotting or RV transporting is. You know, what your experience is. You know, if you want to comment on what you feel about deleting, tuning. I know there's been a lot of comments on that, whether I'm going to get in trouble with the DOT. Everything I can tell is they don't care. You know, as long as it's not obnoxious. Let's say don't put a 55-gallon drum as your exhaust tip or a 12-inch smokestack like that. That's probably going to cause problems. But if you're just doing like a delete pipe, you know, you're not being obnoxious. As far as I can tell, they don't care. They're different from the EPA. They're more concerned with, are you following their rules? So, but yeah, put your opinion down there. If you prefer them to be stock and you don't mind running the DEF fluid and stuff, then let me know. And also, if you have like a success story where, you know, you have 500,000 miles, haven't had any DEF issues, you're pulling all the time, like I'd love to hear that. But yeah, throw me a follow, a like, and let me know what your opinion is.